Tick tock. Oh, good. All right. Can you hear me?
I'm neck cranking, man.
You are.
I'm
You're very,
I'm
very
ready.
Dutch. You look Dutch. All right, let me move this around. You got everything up on your screen there, pal?
Yeah, I'm all
Pally
set, man.
pal?
I'm really excited about tonight's episode. I really am.
Me too. Welcome to That's a Crime. No, wait.
What?
Wrong show. Okay, let's do it. Welcome to Just Curious Media. This is Let's Talk Cobra Kai. I'm Jason Connell.
And I'm Sal Rodriguez.
All right, Sal, we are back for another and epic episode.
Man, so exciting. Big time exciting.
I cannot believe it.
Especially
We
with the
are
recent
at
announcement.
the
I mean,
end.
it's one thing to be it's one thing to have a season finale, right? It's one thing to have a season finale. It's another thing to know that this is the end. Beautiful friend, the
Great
end.
song. Yes, this is a season finale. To be clear, season 5 finale. Took us a while, right? When we started this season, I was still in a different state, moseyed on down the road. Like my life has changed so much during this season.
Yeah.
And here we are at the end of this road, which is super exciting. And this is a mega episode. They pack a lot in. It's longer than every other episode.
Yeah.
And it's just full of so much details. It's just dense.
Yeah.
And as you said, this is the second to last season. That news dropped. And I did
penultimate
a quick episode.
I got a friend that always likes to use the word penultimate. This is the penultimate season. Yes.
Yes. And it dropped when we were about to release episode 9. So I just did a quick drop just to make it like, because we're fresh. We saw this news. We haven't talked about it because episode 9 was recorded prior to the news coming out.
Yeah.
Honestly, if we could take a second, because this is already going to be like a double episode. I think it's fitting. I'm fine with it. And when Netflix says it's when Netflix says this is going to be the biggest episode ever. Well, I'm assuming every episode could be longer, or we could look at more episodes.
Yeah.
They could do the usual thing, which I talked about on my little episode, just my little announcement was you could do a 2-parter. Hey, here's so much of it and take a break and we'll come back. And I could see Netflix and Cobra Kai doing that. But whatever it is, after revisiting this episode, we're going to break down tonight again. I don't know what else is left in the tank. Like we're set up for spinoff mode now. Like we talked before we came on, you could have ended here, but I also would want to see everybody like a year from now. If that was really going to be the ending. So I'm anxious to see where the show goes. And of course, we still have to talk about this episode, but I think it's a fitting time to bow out on top.
Yeah.
No one wants to hang around too long.
Well, like I said, we were talking before we went on the air, and there are a few things we think they could potentially wrap up. They will complete, put that wonderful bow on the package. And I think everyone will be happy. Really, I think everyone, if they wrap up these loose ends, we'll all be happy right off into the sunset. Everybody's in good spirits. So yeah, I think that I'm okay with it too. I'm okay with it.
Good.
It's bittersweet. Endings are bittersweet, but I am prepared for it, and I am okay with it.
Yeah, and look what they've given us. We can revisit this series again and again and again. I do believe spinoffs are coming. Potential movies. I didn't even mention that. A lot of things are ready to go, and that's exciting. And the biggest question is, what happens to Let's Talk Cobra Kai?
Wow. I haven't thought about that. I guess I don't know. I'll just like sit here, like put my headphones on and be like, hello, is anybody there?
No, there'll be plenty of things to explore because if it's loosely connected, our show could pivot. And, hey, if Miyagi-Do show launches, that excites me a great deal. So many things, but right here, right now, we should jump into this episode.
Yeah.
Oh, so thank you, Netflix, for bringing us Cobra Kai and putting it on the world stage. This entire season came out September 9th, 2022. This is season 5, episode 10, Head of the Snake. Head of the Snake. Great title. The rating on IMDb, 9.3. Woo!
Is that the highest?
Pretty high. I mean, again, they fluctuate.
Wait, have
And
we been higher
so
than this?
I think historically we have.
We
but
have been. Okay.
I didn't get this number right when it came off. I did it right
Yeah.
before notes. So this number moves around, but it's
Okay.
probably always been in the nines.
Wow.
The synopsis for this episode is: a fight night erupts in the valley as Johnny, Daniel, Chozen, and their students summon all their skills and strength to expose Terry and take him down.
Jason, I got to say, and this is my first time ever saying this, I don't think the synopsis does this justice. I really
Let's
don't.
rewrite it.
Yeah, I mean, the synopsis, this is an ordinary synopsis, and their ordinary synopses are fine and good.
Yeah.
But this one, it's
there's
like, come
more
on,
to
dude.
this.
Yeah, this
Yeah.
episode's way more than only that.
When you're like another sentence.
Yeah,
And
give us a paragraph.
Daniel will face off against Master Silver for the
Oh.
right to own the valley.
Yeah, go a
I
little
agree.
WWE.
It's missing the punchline.
Go
I
a little
agree.
color commentator. I'd be okay with it.
I agree. Well, now for our scene by scene breakdown.
Mm.
Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay. So now we're in prison. No, I just like that.
Nice.
So, but we are in prison. And Kreese is meeting with Dr. Emily Folsom.
Yeah.
We remember her well from previous episodes. And her name is also the name of a prison.
That's correct.
So, and they meet again, and we hear My Way. Not by Frank Sinatra, mind you, probably too expensive, but by Paul Anka. Pretty good job. But Sal, please remind us how My Way goes just a little.
Wait a second, Jason. I'm sorry. Paul Anka. Is that the guy in Austin Powers?
Is it?
You remember at the top of that tour bus? Ladies and gentlemen, Mr.
No.
Paul Anka. That wasn't Paul
Burt
Anka?
Bacharach.
Bro! I confused Paul Anka and Burt Bacharach. Okay, forget it.
But
Man, talk about cinemanesia.
A little My Way.
The
Just
only
for
thing
the
I
kids
know
at
is the
home.
chorus. I did it my way. That's all I remember is the chorus. That's all.
It has a great build up. It's a beautiful, beautiful song. I listen to it quite often. So that's playing. And Sal, this time it appears Kreese has really learned from the past.
Yeah, because what? He's getting he's opening up to Dr. Folsom, right?
Opening up.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're getting real, close and personal. Because
Mhm.
she saw right through him in the past. Like,
Yeah.
nice try.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
like back, like I mentioned last time at Shawshank Redemption. It's like denied. He's not going anywhere. You're not going to get paroled. But
Yeah.
now he's like, okay, I got to show her more of my insides, more color. And he's opening up, and it's true. And then we see Kreese in the cafeteria, and he breaks up a fight between Gabriel and another inmate. And Sal, what happens?
Oh, yeah, this was definitely unexpected. Gabriel stabs Kreese, and he says, "Sayonara, sensei."
Yeah,
I did not see this coming. I was incredibly surprised to see this.
Yeah, Gabriel is like following Kreese, right? Like he's like his underling. He listens to him now after he beat him up. Subordinate. And now he's to stab him. Now I'm used to seeing like these types of shanks and stabbings in prison movies and shows, albeit fiction. But this came out of nowhere. We cut away, they even show him on the ground, bleeding, not looking good for Kreese. They come over, they're checking his pulse. It's like, wait, what did I just see? It was kind of shocking.
It was so shocking. It was one of those moments where you're thinking, am I really seeing this? Are we seeing Kreese get killed? Is that what we're watching here? Yeah,
and again, back to your earlier point, probably would have been in the synopsis.
Yeah, maybe something you might have wanted to add in the summary so we can be prepared for it.
So now we're in the limo, Reggie's ride or die limo, that is now. And it finally comes to a stop because remember last episode we ended with it like crazy driving. We don't know who's driving. We know Reggie's not driving and our threesome's in peril. And that would be our threesome in the limo would be.
Yeah, that's Daniel, Johnny, and Chozen. Yeah, exactly. The last episode ended with that cliffhanger.
Total cliffhanger.
And then now it continues, and then we finally come to a stop.
And Sal, out of nowhere, we see bad boy of karate, Mike Barnes, revealing himself as the driver of the limo.
I didn't expect this at all. Did not see that coming.
Oh my gosh. And although I love that it's Barnes driving the limo, I
Yeah.
must question how on earth he knew Daniel would be at the club to know to steal the limo to get back at him this way. Like, I know no one ever talks about that, but like, wait, what? How's that even possible? Is he working for Silver? Like, I was confused.
No. It's very simple. You just got to follow the trail. I'm assuming that maybe the limo driver tipped off Mike Barnes. Maybe they had a history. So? Maybe the limo driver had bought some furniture from Mike Barnes in the past. I mean, you can create links here.
I guess so. But then if I'm Reggie, who was shocked and went up to Anoush and Louie, like, hey, then he might know, like, I did tell Barnes, I don't know. You could piece it together. Whatever, I'm going with it because I like it. And regardless, he's here for one thing. He wants revenge for his furniture store because he assumes that Daniel was in on it or he had something to do with it. And Sal, what happens next?
Yeah, well, he goes aggressive on Daniel. He slams him to the ground. Johnny gets out, ready to back up Daniel, throws a beer can, actually hits Daniel on the head.
That's hilarious.
And then he's ready to go toe-to-toe with Barnes. And these little instances, whether it be not even a complete fight, like obviously we're not going to see Johnny fight Mike Barnes, but just to see these little face-offs for a second, you're like, oh my God, Johnny Lawrence is doing a face-off with Mike Barnes. But I mean, we don't get a full-fledged
blocking.
Fight.
And
yeah, but I mean, when we have these
worlds
moments,
are colliding here. It's
amazing.
I love it. Karate Kid 3 meets Karate Kid, and then Chozen gets out of the limo, and it's Karate Kid 2. Yeah, I mean, the showrunners are freaking out. They're having so much fun, and as are we. But then Johnny, well, there's a funny exchange here, and why don't you play these characters for us?
Johnny says, "Who the hell is this guy?" Daniel says, "He used to fight for Silver. His name is Mike Barnes." Chozen says, "Bad boy of karate." Johnny says, "Doesn't look so bad to me."
I love it. And then, of course, Barnes is like, "Oh, yeah, you want to go again?" Because he's just on the sidelines just waiting to chime back in. And then Daniel explains that Silver was the one responsible for his store. So Barnes wants to now do what exactly?
You know what? He's ready for a little bit of what we all know as street justice.
Street justice.
He's ready to just go over to Silver's house.
Yeah. Right. I mean,
I've never been in his shoes as far as that extreme, but I can totally get where he's coming from. Like, I'm ready to go fight somebody right now. It may be crazy, it may be stupid. Let's go to fight somebody right now. And yeah, he's ready to go toe-to-toe with Silver.
And so are two other people in this threesome. They love his idea. But Daniel's against this plan, and he notices Mike's pupils are a bit dilated, and he's possibly on something very strong. But Chozen and Johnny like Barnes's idea.
Yeah, we've never had any instances of drug use in the Miyagi-Do or Cobra Kai universe, I don't think, right? So yeah, here we just allude to it. We allude to it.
Was on some things.
Oh, I thought it was just alcohol. Could have been drugs too, or pills.
It could have been.
Yeah,
it could have been.
Yeah.
And
so here we are.
Robbie's old buddies were on some stuff. They were some hoods.
Well, anyway, if Robbie was hanging around people who did things, he probably did.
Robbie's probably smoked a little grass back in the day. In fact, they were smoking grass.
Yeah.
Remember at Johnny's no, not Johnny, at Robbie's apartment, Shannon's apartment, they were smoking weed.
Were they?
Yeah.
I don't remember. I don't remember that. I gotta see that.
Yeah.
I gotta see
All right,
that.
sorry. So Johnny chimes in here, which is hilarious.
Johnny says, "The bad boy's right, man. Silver's been screwing us for too long. He kicked your ass. He kicked my ass. It was a sucker kick in my case, but still, it's way past time for payback." Yeah, he alluded to, they kicked your ass. Yeah, Terry kicked Daniel's ass too, yeah. But then he did admit that Terry kicked his ass too. Terry kicked everybody's ass.
Yeah, that's funny. That's funny. I love it. I love that he's got to be like, well, in my case, whatever. But I love how Chozen waits, right? And then he comes out and says, I have Silver's address, which is awesome because everybody's like, okay, let's go. And they basically just take off and leave Daniel behind. They don't drop him anywhere. No, you don't want to go? Fine, we're gone. And let's not forget, they're in the middle of nowhere. Like it could be Mulholland Drive. It could be, Cahuenga. It's somewhere where you're not around anything. Cell service is probably also shoddy, which we'll get into in the next scene. So yeah, I thought it's pretty funny he gets left.
But I think when we're going to see very soon that I think they allude to him being out of LA by the characters he runs into. I think that implies this is no longer Los Angeles.
Yeah, they may be a different direction. I'm not sure. They could be in Pacoima. I'm not sure.
We'll see. Look at these guys that they're going to run into soon.
Oh yeah. So now we're at Reseda Apartments. I guess we're kind of at Miguel's apartment, but we're out in front. So like in the courtyard where Robbie and Miguel love to fight. And Miguel, Robbie, Sam, Tori, Hawk, and Dimitri meet outside to discuss locating the footage of Stingray's attack at the Cobra Kai dojo. And so this reminds me of the movie The Perfect Score, came out in 2004. Chris Evans, Scarlett Johansson, before they became megastars.
Yeah.
It's about 6 high school seniors breaking into the Princeton testing center to steal the answers of the SAT. True. I mean, I don't know if it's a true story or not, but it's like this 6 or whatever many people. It just reminded me of the way they're all talking techie. They're going to break in and do this thing. It's like, oh my God, this is like the setup for the Perfect Score. I don't know if you ever saw that movie or not, but
no, I haven't seen that one, but it's almost
if
like
you did see it, you would have forgotten.
I would have forgotten anyway. It's almost like a younger version of Ocean's 11. It's like you're pulling off a heist.
Exactly.
You're not stealing something.
Not quite as extreme. Yeah,
Yeah.
I totally agree. It's that. And I enjoyed the movie, but it was like, yeah, they're not talking about fighting. They're gonna break in, do a little bit of this, business, and get away with it. Mission Impossible stuff for kids.
I like the idea, Jason, of people working together and successfully pulling off some sort of event.
That's why we love those movies.
Yeah.
And I think we've never seen this crew, this collective of people.
No.
How many is there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, 6. 6 working together, and they're in lockstep on this plan. And I love it. I mean, there's, they've put the wars aside, all the bad feelings aside. They've, here's Tori working with Sam, Miguel and Robbie. I love it. Dimitri and Hawk have had their own issues in the past. So I love that this 6, our main crew, our main dojo crew, all Valley fighters are all working together, which again means like they have such talent pool here compared to what, go back seasons. All these guys have been at odds. They've all fought against each other, this, that, and the other. So I think it's a beautiful thing.
Yeah. And that's why we're okay with the finality of everything after season 6. We're okay with that because everything is starting to work out and there's starting to be a cohesiveness and a peace. And I think we want that. Again, a lot of people may be like me. I like happy endings. I don't know about you guys. I like happy endings.
Yeah, and the last thing we want to see is like we stay here long enough and these 6 start to turn on each other again. That becomes Johnny and Daniel, 1 step forward, 2 steps back. It's too much. That dance gets old. And that's why there's new people in Cobra Kai for us to try to win over. Devins and the Kinneys. Kyler's always kind of been a loose cannon, and as you like to say, he likes to talk a lot of jazz.
Talks a lot of jazz. Yeah, and he's got some great scenes in this episode.
He shines for sure. But then Sam goes on to say, what?
Get a hold of everyone else. Let them know that we're taking down Cobra Kai tonight.
Lots going down tonight. You have Mike Barnes, Chozen, and Johnny heading to Silver's, and now this crew is taking down Cobra Kai. This is it. It's a perfect storm.
Wow.
Also a really good movie.
I did.
Now we're at Silver's house, and Kim is grateful that Silver has nearly fulfilled his promise of keeping her grandfather's karate legacy alive, which is what type of karate?
The way of the fist.
By entering the Sekai Taikai and being this close to it just living on this, the global forum. They're right there. But she has concerns about his old rivalries. And Sal, she has good reason to be concerned because right on cue, what happens?
Oh, the stretch limo arrives with our heroes, Barnes, Johnny, and Chozen. Yeah, it's a great moment because I don't know. I start to wonder if maybe there could be the potential long term for maybe romance between Silver and Kim. You think that might be possible? Well, if that's the possible, there's some cock blocking about to happen.
Hello. Yes, our crew is storming the castle, and here they come, plan in motion. Now, they didn't make a plan like the kids are making. They just said, let's go.
Well, they were drunk as hell.
They were and are drunk, and Barnes is high on something, according to Daniel. I don't, no judgment. So it's like this next scene is like a scene out of a movie, Sal. I love when Johnny's about to kick in or try to kick in a solid oak door, but then Chozen intervenes and does what?
Yeah, he just walks over and pushes the door open. Apparently the door is unlocked. You don't have to kick it.
Yeah, that is such a great scene and perfectly executed. Now, when they enter, Silver is relaxed as ever because it's his house and he figures he's justified because everybody is.
Yeah, he says they're all trespassing.
Yeah, so he could do whatever he wants to whoever comes in, not to mention he's got a house full of goons and weapons, and he's got Sensei Kim there who's very knowledgeable. So he's not even scared one bit. Again, like another movie, like a Bond movie. He just sits there and Silver just tells henchmen to go, battle this threesome. It's like, oh my God, it's hilarious, but it's what's happening.
Yeah, and I just realized Sensei Kim's not getting her hands dirty at all.
Not at all. They're all these people are below her too, the other senseis.
Yeah, she doesn't have to.
And so I like how Sensei Minjin does the famous Dutch neck roll, which goes like.
Yeah, I'm doing it now. I'm doing it now.
It feels so good. Don't overdo it. Don't overdo it.
It's good to move your neck, though. I know the movement of the neck has been controversial in the world of fitness and physical therapy, but I believe it's good to move the neck around. I really do.
There you go. Not during podcasting, but that's okay. And then Barnes starts off good because he challenges the first sensei. Barnes is, he's up here. He's at an 11. He's fired up.
Yeah.
And he starts off good, but then not so much. So what happens?
Well, because unfortunately he gets distracted, turns his back on his opponent. Yeah. It's one of those things like, Friday the 13th, Jason Voorhees is laying there like, okay, well, I guess we're okay now. And then, of course, he rises up again. So here's what happens. And then, unfortunately, Mike Barnes gets knocked out.
Yeah.
And the other senseis start to gather around Johnny and Chozen. Yeah, it's not looking good for Johnny and Chozen.
Yeah, the numbers increase. So, Barnes gets knocked out. He was moving his neck, Sal. So that's why. Can't move that neck around. And he gets knocked out. And then more senseis come in the room, and Johnny and Chozen are outnumbered. And we're not even counting Silver and Kim. They're just sitting there watching.
Having whiskey.
With a joystick, controlling their minions. And now we're back. We're at LaRusso's house. And Amanda and Carmen are having some post-party hot tea.
They're just having a relaxing night.
What a fun night. We're at the club. We got our club time in. Let's just hang out. And then Amanda gets a call from hubby-san at 12:48 a.m. I love that Daniel is in her phone as hubby-san.
I wonder if he put himself in her phone as hubby-san or she put him in the phone.
That all caps, mind you, all caps. That's her. That's Amanda. That's cute.
That's
do you
that's
think
commitment.
That Daniel has Amanda as wifey-san in his phone?
I would think you would have to. Very cute.
I would hope so. I know we've seen Amanda before, but I mean, since that time, has he changed it? Pretty cute stuff there. But as for Daniel, he is in the middle of nowhere, as we've recently talked about. And perhaps Mulholland, perhaps not in LA. And he's warning them what's going on. But of course, the cell signal's going in and out. She's having a hard time hearing.
Jason, the reason is because when they were bouncing around in the back of the limo with whoever the hell is driving, or they thought was driving, we don't know how long. Yes, but we don't know how long they were back there. We don't know if it was 10 minutes, 40 minutes, an hour. We have no idea.
I know. They were saying, "Hey, this is taking a while." But what was his plan? To take him to what? Vegas? Like what
yeah, I don't know what his plan was.
I think he was taking him to Mulholland to say, "Hey, that's just a good." To me, that's where they're at.
You know what? Honestly, hang on. I will tell you this. It did look like it could have been Mulholland.
That's what I think.
It looked like it could have been
Atlanta, and they were cheating.
Yeah.
Don't get.
But it looked, they were cheating Mulholland, even though they didn't even mention that it was supposed to be Mulholland.
No
but
Mulholland Drive.
I'll go along with that because it does fit. It does fit. There was a movie called Mulholland Drive.
So good. You haven't seen the David Lynch film? Classic.
I think I saw it. I think I saw it.
Oh yeah, if you saw it, you forgot it.
I think I saw it.
But then, what does Daniel do? Because he's trying to get some information to Amanda, wifey son, while the phone is working. But what does he tell her?
Well, this I don't know. You can share your location. You can share your PIN. Bing. You can do that. You can let someone know where you are.
Yes.
I did not know that.
So they're called cell phones, smartphones.
So you're telling me that right now you and I can get on the phone with each other and I can tell you where I'm at. I can do that. And you can tell me.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. Hello. I need to get with it.
So he's dropping a pin so she can find him because his service is so spotty. But then, and it was kind of a scary moment. Someone pulls up in the driveway. Amanda, or actually Carmen spots it first and says, "Amanda, look." And you're like, "Uh-oh." And they say, "Who is there?"
Cobra Kai arrives at their place. And by the way, and just to be clear, though, it's not mentioned. Don't the stakes increase when one of our cast mates is pregnant? Carmen is a pregnant woman, right? That's implies vulnerability.
When I saw this for the first time, I thought, man, that's a pretty dark moment. Because like, who's there? Are they there to bust kneecaps and grab some like what? They're gonna kidnap these women and one's pregnant? No. Bad moment. And then here's Daniel, can barely hear her and like, what? He's freaking out, right? Now we're at Cobra Kai. Miguel, Robbie, Sam, Tori, Hawk, and Dimitri arrive, followed by all other members of Miyagi-Do. And Sal, I like how Robbie's he's gonna somehow bust into the dojo. But Tori mentions they could just use her key card. Key card. This is a callback to the earlier scene with the door.
And I like that you can just use your key card to get into the dojo anytime you want. Yeah.
What dojos in this world have key cards?
There's a gym called Anytime. Have you heard of Anytime Fitness?
Yes. Some gyms have them, but no dojos that I know.
I think that's pretty fantastic. I would like to join a dojo that has a key card. Imagine just going in and kicking the bag at midnight. That'd be fun.
Yeah. So as for the plan itself, they're planning to do what exactly? I know we talked about footage, but what is their plan? Here they are at the HQ.
Yeah, they want to retrieve the video. They want to retrieve the video of Stingray being assaulted by Terry Silver, right? And upload it to the Cobra Kai YouTube channel. That's their plan.
Yeah, we talked about it earlier, but we got caught up in us being so happy with this six-pack working together. Six-pack, also a really fun movie with Kenny Rogers, rest in peace, race car movie. But we skipped over this point. They're there to get that footage because Tori's like, "Oh yeah, I know the old dojo. They have these servers, so they're going in there. They got the techies, the geek squad, if you will. Well, Robbie used to work at Tech Town. Dimitri still works at Tech Town, and him and Eli, they're like the binary brothers. They can do anything techie, so they're like hackers. So they're there to get that. That is the plan, and it's a solid plan." Right?
Yeah, I mean, theoretically, unless somebody jumps on the Cobra Kai YouTube channel and takes the video down before it plays, I mean,
it doesn't have.
There could be an intervention, but otherwise, fine. Yeah.
How do they have access to that? Yeah, they could.
Well, you'd have to hack into somebody's YouTube channel, right?
But you could just post it on anything and go viral with it. You don't have.
Oh, it doesn't have to be their YouTube channel. It just could be on your own YouTube channel.
But that's what they're saying. It's like, you don't need that element of them. But whatever, I'll go with it. So now we're back at Silver's house, and the fight begins with Johnny and Chozen versus 4 senseis.
Oh boy.
And they battle. And then we see Silver's security cam. You like to call it the closed circuit cam.
Closed circuit
Alerts.
TV.
You love it. It alerts Kim, who's watching the iPad, that the dojo is under siege. Do I need to say it?
I worked in a Steven Seagal movie. I did.
Also a really good action movie, Under Siege. Gary Busey. He was on That's a Crime recently, and of course, Steven Seagal. What Steven Seagal movie? Oh, you told me this. You worked.
Yeah,
on,
I worked on. I think it was.
No, Above the Law. No, that's too early.
No.
The next.
Har.
Oh, Hard to Kill.
Yep, I worked as an extra on Hard to Kill. Yep, I did.
Nice, Hard to Kill.
I'm today. Like I'm like, yeah, that's pretty cool. Back then, I was just like, where's
Hard
craft
to
service?
Kill? Didn't that have the woman from Weird Science?
Kelly LeBrock?
Wasn't she in that one?
Was she in it? I'll have to give it a rewatch. I'm gonna give it a rewatch.
I thought she was. I thought they met. Oh, they wound up being married. Yeah, she's in it. Kelly LeBrock. Yeah.
Well, Steven Seagal was.
Did you see Kelly LeBrock in real life?
I don't remember seeing her. I saw Steven Seagal. I don't remember seeing Kelly LeBrock. And by the way, just to be clear, at that time and in that era,
he was bad, man.
He was not only badass and at the top of his game, but really cool and friendly and down to earth. He was very respectful, courteous. Nobody, that had anything bad to say about him. He was totally cool.
That's good to know. I'm sorry that I went blank on Kelly LeBrock. I was just shocked that you were on that movie set, and I was thinking like, oh, my Weird Science, Kelly LeBrock. I had the biggest teenage crush on her.
I still crush on her.
Say hello. So then Silver, seeing this footage, knowing that the studio, the dojo, is under siege, Silver sends Kim to go check that out. I'll deal with this, and I'll meet you there when I wind things up, things wrap. But then Silver leaves the room, and who follows him?
Chozen is right behind Terry Silver, and right here, okay, it was this moment I remember as I was watching this today. It was this moment where I was thinking, oh my God, Terry Silver's gonna fight Chozen Taguchi. Is this really happening?
Yeah. Because earlier you said this in this episode, Silver has beaten them all. No, he's not fought Chozen.
No,
he did best Daniel and Johnny.
Yep.
Now we've also seen Silver lose to Mr. Miyagi, but everybody loses to Mr. Miyagi.
Sure.
But yes, this is the first time we've seen this fight, and I loved it too. It's amazing. So Johnny's like, he's doing well against the 4, has 2 down. He's like, go. He basically sends Chozen too, much like Silver sends Kim to Cobra Kai. Sends him because they know they gotta go cut off the what.
Wow.
Name
head off the snake.
Name of episode.
Cut the head off the snake.
Yes. So send him out. You can fight these minions all day long,
but
you gotta get to that guy.
Yeah.
So now we're in the middle of nowhere. And Daniel comes across a guy literally peeing on his truck's license plate, Johnny style.
Yeah.
The LaRusso auto license plate. And Sal, this doesn't go the way Daniel intended.
Well, you know what? Daniel, he didn't play this right. He could have come on.
Frazzled.
He is, but he's like start to like give orders to the guy. Like, I'm taking this truck, like he's not like asking
one way
guy.
or the other.
Yeah, he doesn't ask the guy. But here's where I'm reminded of maybe this wasn't Los Angeles, because I was in a similar, I would say almost similar.
Well, this scene could have happened in Oklahoma. Trust me on that.
Well, okay. So this guy is like, huh? And he knocks on the car, and then 3 other guys jump out of the truck.
Yeah.
And I'm just reminded of the time I went to a friend's ranch, and we're going back about 25 years. We think we were in like a Lancaster or Palmdale, family's ranch. And I take a little walk and I do some sunbathing, and I'm awakened by 3, what I call good old boys. 3 good old boys. They had rifles. They had a dog. They had a pickup truck. It was like Deliverance. And I was sunbathing by myself, right? So that was away from Los Angeles. That was northeast of Los Angeles, Palmdale, Lancaster. So when I look at these guys in this pickup truck, and I look at how long they could have been in the limo, I'm thinking, maybe they were taken out of Los Angeles proper
No, you're
into
right.
other counties.
Yeah.
Maybe, maybe not, but I'm totally
Like
reminded of
Chatsworth near Spawn Ranch, where the Manson
where those
clan
Manson cave
was.
were. How about
Yeah,
that? Okay, so there are all these
I've
surrounding
driven
areas
around
where I'm
there,
thinking,
been around that area. It does have a different vibe, and it's not that far from things. Nico and I used to drive around there and just be like, take it all in after I saw Once Upon a Time in Hollywood and got, invigorated in the Helter Skelter world and read the book again. And I stand corrected. Had this been a scene out of Oklahoma or Texas, those guys would have got out of that truck with shotguns. So that's where it deviates.
yeah. Yeah.
That's
Okay.
where it
So the good news for Daniel, he was not that far from Reseda.
Yeah,
Not that far.
I'm just kidding. No offense, Oklahoma, Texas. I'm an Oklahoman. I can say that. I can make that joke.
You can say that. I cannot. You can.
Don't do it.
I
But anyway, it doesn't go well. 3 guys get out, and now Daniel's in more trouble than he was before he approached this guy. But then Sal, out of nowhere, of all people, Raymond Stingray Porter arrives and says,
Mr. LaRusso, come with me if you want to live. Of course, a Terminator homage. Shout out.
Love it. It's unreal. And Daniel's like, huh? And then it takes Amanda to pop her head out and say,
Yeah.
get in, the kids are in trouble, because he's thinking, what's happening?
And these
Although he's
yokels,
probably better here. Yeah.
how about these yokels are probably like, what the hell? What the hell is
Yeah.
going on here?
Yeah. But then they throw a beer can of their own at
Yeah,
them.
they do.
They don't follow them. They're just like, that weirdo. But then we're back we're in the car, and Amanda and Carmen are, hang on, I'm sorry, my notes got a little jumbled there. Oh, sorry, my apologies. And of course, when Daniel gets in the car, he sees Amanda because she says, get in the car. But of course, he's got Amanda and Carmen with him, which is interesting to me. I don't know why you're taking them to more danger. I felt like Amanda and Carmen are safe and sound at the house. We don't need to put them in harm's way, but I guess cooler heads will prevail. Let's get the adults in the room. But at the same
Where's
time,
Lucille?
pregnant woman.
Where's Lucille right now?
He's driving, exactly. He's driving very fast. It's like, I didn't like that, the optics.
Where are Louie and Anush? You know what?
Put them in the car.
You know what you do right now? If I'm Daniel, you call Louie, right? Wouldn't you call Louie right now?
Yeah.
You know what? We need a hand. Get over here.
We need a hand. Exactly. But they're racing to Cobra Kai and avoiding the upset foursome. The guys, they don't follow them or anything like that. But also the score that came on, like for a moment in the scene, kind of reminded me a little of Back to the Future as well. Like the swell of the song, it was triumphant in a way, like, it's all about the car. I thought, there's a little tip of the cap there for sure.
Nice.
So now we're back at Cobra Kai, and Dimitri is finally accessing the video. But Sal, it's only the very beginning, which we see which is on kind of a loop because he says it a million times. But what do we hear?
So you want to be Cobra Kai? That's Terry Silver saying that to Stingray,
It
and
does
then
it twice, and the video just
no.
craps out.
So disappointing
because he deleted it. They found out and that's it. So now they need a new plan. And Tori has another idea, which is,
well, if you don't find the video of him literally beating Stingray, which would be the ultimate incrimination, find the video of Silver confessing that he paid off the referee of the All Valley. That's second best. I mean, I don't know. Can you get arrested for that though? Can Terry Silver be handcuffed for paying off a ref? I don't think so.
No, that's not what he's going to get handcuffed for. But if they churn everybody against him, the dominoes will fall and the truth will come out about Stingray, right? And the next best thing was to be using a blink camera or a ring camera from the All Valley when he actually paid the ref.
Yeah, that would have been nice. Or you know what? If Tori had some of those Google goggles
or Amazon, then them as well.
That would have been great.
So now we hear a noise in the main room of the dojo. And Sal, because basically I should also point out that when Dimitri and the whole crew, our perfect score crew are in. They go in the back room of the dojo. It's not Terry Silver's office. There's like another back office, and they're back in there, just a table and doing their workings. So they're skipping all the usual beautiful dojo that you're used to seeing, right? So we hear a noise from that room, and that's why they brought the rest of Miyagi-Do with them to kind of have, a blockers.
Yeah.
The protection to
the
get
front,
layers
the
to go
front
through
line.
the front line, and they can't run right past us because they know Cobra Kai is eventually going to come around, come a calling. And then Sal, the entire student body of Cobra Kai has arrived. The word is out. Now let's keep in mind it's like almost 1 a.m, but no one's tired.
No.
And they're all here.
And they're all
Miyagi-Do.
hey, hang on, Jason. Are they all still minors? Is everybody still minors? I keep forgetting that because of all the intense drama, but are they not all officially still minors, save for, Machio and Zabka, of course?
Yeah, and I think everybody's still under 18. Yes.
Wow. Amazing. Yeah. Where are these kids' parents?
Some of them are here.
You're fighting.
Some of them are fighting. No, Miyagi-Do is outnumbered, which could also have been the name of this episode, I think. Outnumbered. Because
also the name of a great film from 1985.
There you go. Outnumbered?
No,
I don't know that movie. So.
I made that up.
No, because that's the everything tonight. Everywhere we look, we're outnumbered. Daniel approaches guys on Mulholland or Lancaster or Spawn Ranch or Chatsworth. Chozen and Johnny are out. Everybody is outnumbered. Everybody good versus evil. Yeah. But there's also a discrepancy in numbers. It starts to one more for Cobra Kai because we have a defector amongst us.
Yeah, what a moment when all of a sudden Mitch goes turncoat and jumps from Miyagi-Do over to Cobra Kai right in front of our face.
Yeah, Mitch, don't call me
penis breath.
Yeah, I like the way he reveals it too. He unzips his jacket, looks like a members only jacket, but it's not. It's something else. It's a Cobra Kai shirt and a very dramatic score, harkens back to something from Star Wars. It's really a cool sequence.
Also, so he'd been wearing that shirt the whole time.
Exactly. Wow. At least that night.
Yeah.
And then there's some funny dialogue here back and forth, and please take it away.
Bert says, penis breath. How could you? Mitch responds, gee, I don't know. Maybe because they don't call me penis breath. You guys have been so dead set on taking down Cobra Kai. I didn't even want to leave in the first place. I mean, look around. They got snacks, swag, smoothies. Our dojo doesn't even have a roof or any chicks. No offense, Sam. And Kyler responds, all right, penis breath, shut up.
Just like that. He's back to being penis breath.
Okay, that made me laugh.
That's a great sequence. From the beginning to the end. Penis breath, how could you? Oh my gosh. And we've had Bert and Kyler on our show. So shout out to you guys for bringing the comedy gold there. Really good stuff. So now Tori shares she's not a traitor because Kyler's like, you guys got a traitor, we got a traitor. And Tori's, hey, I'm no traitor. And that she's there to shed a light on Silver, how he lied to everyone.
Yeah.
And Robbie and Miguel back up this claim. But Sal, Kenny's not having it. He's not having any of it. And now he's kind of the leader of this crew. And a fight breaks out.
Well, hang on. It's not that simple that a fight breaks out, Jason. What does Kenny do?
He starts that fight.
He strikes first.
Strikes first.
God damn it.
And he had a moment. They gave him a chance to let's all, talk this through.
No. Well, he did.
Punch.
You know what he did?
Doesn't connect.
Let me tell you, Jason. I not only as a fight fan, overall fight fan, but I watched these self-defense videos. And one thing that it talks about, I was watching this guy. He's a guy from England. He's a bald guy from England. I love his videos.
Oh yeah, I've seen.
You seen that guy? And he goes into warehouses and he does this stuff. I love his videos. Okay, so he talks about how if you're going face off with somebody and they look away, as soon as they look away and start to look around, get ready. It's about to go down because they're looking for police or whatever. They're looking for something before they're going to strike. So yeah. Robbie should have been aware of that. Who was that? Wait, who did he fit? Robbie. He hit Robbie.
Miguel.
He hit Miguel. Whoa.
Well,
Wait, Kenny hit
didn't
Miguel?
He didn't hit. He swung, and it
He
was
swung.
a
He swung.
miss. And I
Okay.
think it was Miguel that stepped
Okay.
up, because later he
Okay.
has a showdown with Robbie.
Wow. Yeah.
We won't get no spoilers here, folks.
Mm.
One scene at a time.
So look out. If you go, if you have a
Yeah.
face off with somebody and they start looking to the side, get ready.
Hey, Sal, I don't want to go there, but
Oh no! Oh,
yeah. Start blocking. Start blocking.
defense only.
So now we're in Stingray's car. We're back in Stingray's car, which, let's not forget, Sal, it came from LaRusso Auto. Like, this is coming all the way back around.
Yeah.
And Stingray's apologized to Daniel, which is nice. And he shares that he got a text message from Cobra Kai planning to take down Miyagi-Do, and he knew he had to help. So that's interesting. That's how he got clued into things. Meanwhile, Daniel, Amanda, and Carmen can get no one on their cell phones. Maybe it's part signal, part everybody's in a fight. No one's answering their phones. Not a good situation. And Sal, I never knew this one thing about Stingrays, plural. Did you? Which is?
Stingray claims that stingrays see better in the dark. And I guess while they're a deep ocean creature, maybe it makes sense, right?
Yeah,
I would buy that.
Yeah.
I don't know if they use sonar or
what does he do in this scene, which is hysterical?
He puts on his sunglasses, kicks it in gear.
Corey Hart style.
Oh, yeah. Sunglasses at night. And he hits the gas. And I don't know, Stingray, he has his flaws, right? But he's pretty badass.
He is. In fact, when he said that, excuse me, a lot of talking. Just a second. When he said that scene, all I could think of was John Carpenter's Big Trouble in Little China. When Kurt Russell's character is like, he's driving that semi super fast in the rain. He's like, don't worry, I never drive faster than I can see. It's like, what does it even mean? But he's not nervous at all, totally confident. And I tell you what, Stingray, with the precious cargo he had in that car, wasn't phased. He was beelining to Cobra Kai.
Yeah. I like seeing the best of Stingray because we have seen the worst of Stingray. So when you see the worst of someone, I like to then see the best of someone.
I agree. Kind of reminds me of a song from the Karate Kid.
You're the best around. Nothing's ever gonna keep you down.
We should have that every episode, little break.
I'll do that every episode.
Okay. So now we're back at Silver's house, and Chozen finds Silver in the sword room. I need a sword room in my house, Sal. I know you do as well.
I could use one.
And this is also the same room they toasted earlier in the season when they were bonding, and he may have become his second in command. But Sal, this time it's not as cordial. And what happens?
Oh, this is the moment I've been waiting for, since it was practically announced by Chozen following Silver. Yeah. We're going to see Silver and Chozen face off. This is so amazing. And you know what this does, Jason? I thought of you.
Villain from 2 versus villain from 3.
Okay, so I thought of you today when I watched this because I was thinking, you know what? What this really does for me is this moment when Chozen faces off with Terry Silver. For me, I really feel like this legitimizes Karate Kid 3. This makes it all worth it. And all the stuff you hear about Karate Kid 3 from maybe ourselves. You know what? Forget it. All water under the bridge. This is amazing. Terry Silver versus Chozen. It all comes full circle.
Yeah, they rehabilitated Karate Kid Part 3 here. I don't know if I'll ever get the images of Daniel and Mr. Miyagi scaling down the mountain to put the legs dangling, and they're trying to put the tree back. I may never get over some of that, but this helps. This helps.
Yeah, it does help.
No offense to the actors in that scene. I just thought it was not that well conceived. But
it was like green screen. Was it green screen?
Yeah, some of it looked just a bit like, oh my God. But I can go back with a different appreciation now. There are parts of that movie that are beautiful. And yes, I actually agree with you. Absolutely agree with you. And I think it does to strengthen that the franchise is stronger now from this scene we're about to witness. And the scene, trust me, it's next level and we're almost there. But a fight does begin and Silver quickly gets the upper hand. But Chozen resets with a neck crank a little bit. He does it. He does it's different. He pops it, right? He does his neck roll, but little crack.
But what's that thing he does where he kind of brings his elbows?
Yeah, and he does this. And yeah, he does a little bit of this, focused. And now we see, and that may be something from Barry Gordon's Last Dragon. I don't know. I like that move though. But now we see Johnny fighting on his own and he's handling business, but taking his licks. His licks.
Johnny's,
and what does Johnny say?
Tough, man. He's tough.
Johnny says, tough.
You think you can beat me? I'm running on whiskey and right claw. You think you can beat me? I'm running on whiskey and White Claw, baby.
Oh my gosh, there's that watermelon piss.
I haven't tried whiskey and White Claw together. I may give it a try.
Well, I don't think he mixed the two. I just know he had.
Well, no, but he had some White Claw here, some whiskey there. You know what? To honor Johnny, I will try that.
Yeah, you should do it Stingray style and tape them to your hands.
I will do that.
Just walk around. So we're back to Chozen and Silver. Fight continues, and Chozen hits Silver with a temporary paralysis move.
What do you call that, though? We don't have a name for that?
It's one of Miyagi-Do's patented secrets. I love this move, and I think anytime in doubt, I'm using one of these paralysis moves. Which stuns Silver and probably frightens him to some degree because he's like, okay, I've got to, take this thing to the next level to get control of this. Which leads to what, Sal?
Well, when you're getting your ass kicked, now you got to pull out a weapon, right? So Silver pulls a sword out, and Chozen pulls out his size that he got back from the bouncer.
Which means, yes, that's right. You said he didn't.
Well, because one time a bouncer stole my.
Your experience.
So no. So Chozen got his size back. So this is toe-to-toe sword versus size. Oh my God, this is big time amazing.
I think it's incredible. In that battle, Sal, what would you rather have?
I'd rather have the sword, but who knows? I don't know weapons. Maybe the size are better. Maybe size are better for defense. Like sword. A sword doesn't give you much defense, right? It'll give you more offense.
I think I'd want the size. They're shorter. You can control them more. Whipping a sword around. Yeah, you can keep someone at bay with a sword, but if it was one versus the other, I mean, listen, if there's not a Sai involved, give me the sword all day. Like in Walking Dead, give me a sword.
Sure.
You can do a lot of damage with a sword.
Sure, like Michonne.
But the size to block, I think I love it. And the way they're built, I don't know how to use them either. No. But the way you could get something caught in there and disarm somebody, pretty amazing. And they're deadly in their own self, right? They're sharp and they're pointed.
Yeah, 3 points.
Anyway, great fight. And we'll get back to that. I lost my too many notes. It's 9 pages of notes here. So, but now we see Johnny beginning to lose the battle. And then we see Silver and Chozen, like I said, we're coming back to it, move outside by the pool, which has fog all around and is very cinematic, Sal. I'm loving
Wait, hang on, Jason. Is that a pool or is that like a pond? Is that an actual pool like for swimming?
I don't know. I thought there was a pool side and like a really low, I don't know, more of a tranquil kiddie pool, real shallow. We have a pool, but it's all like one length, listen to me, one depth, except for when you first come in, it's a little lower on just one side. Yes. But this has different levels. It's broken up. It's also just works aesthetically in the yard and the courtyard and the home. So I've never seen anybody do laps in it, Sal, but I'm going to call it a pool or a water feature. And there's fog all around, like I said, beautifully, captured. And Sal, this is honestly the best weapon scene we've ever seen in the Karate Kid universe.
Also, where the stakes are incredibly high here. So even if we have maybe seen some sort of weapons, never with the stakes.
Mr. Miyagi had to defend himself in Okinawa, right? But they that's the only time he took a shot.
No, but he didn't have weapons.
No, but he had to. Well, I thought he grabbed something at one point.
Did he? Miyagi grabbed a weapon?
But that was a very quick maybe he just grabbed a person. I have to go back and revisit the fight, but that was only weaponry that I could recall. But just this is a great scene, even to the level of many martial arts movies.
Wow.
Maybe I sold it a little short. It's just well executed, beautifully done. Kill Bill comes to mind. You have a sword at play, although you'd have two swords if it was Kill Bill, but
sure,
for the most part. But a beautiful scene. And please, Sal, what's your thoughts here?
Well, no, I'm just amazed. I'm kind of just sitting there with my jaw open, just being amazed at the fact that Chozen is fighting Terry Silver, you know. So
and
unfortunately
for Chozen.
Well, of course you're rooting for Chozen. So unfortunately though, I mean, well, let me not say unfortunately, because you know, this goes back and forth. There's a lot of back and forth. Silver finally gets taken down, and it looks like Chozen's about to maybe deliver some sort of death blow. And Silver's there, says, I was meant to die in the battlefield. Do it. I think that's a callback to Vietnam, right?
Yeah,
like I was meant to die in that POW camp.
He was, and this is, and that may have been a line in a Vietnam or a military movie, and that maybe just slipped right by me. But yeah, it's like he's not afraid to die in that moment, and it was true. Like, okay, I could accept this fate, right? I could accept this fate, but Chozen's no killer, and the enemy's bested in this moment. And Chozen gets distracted. There's a noise from, where Johnny's fighting. Hears something. I think
the
he
distraction.
Hears Johnny. Looks over. There's that distraction. And what happens
now? Well, unfortunately, he gets sliced by Silver's sword, to a really bad level.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, it's a bad slice to his back.
Yeah, it's deep. It's a deep slice, because I would imagine that sword is really sharp. That's the problem with the swords, is you have no margin of error. It slices you once, it can do you can be dead from the slice. So that's what happens. So unfortunately, he slices Chozen, and Chozen falls into the pool,
unconscious, into the pool. And so he's just lucky he didn't go face down in the shallow water. It's not that deep, but if he goes face down, Silver's not going to pick him up. I mean, even being on your back, so that was lucky, but we don't know the state of Chozen right now. That did not look good.
So I think we're also are witnessing that Terry Silver is completely okay killing someone. And like I said, he can use they were trespassing. They were trespassing, officer,
Yep.
He can use that excuse.
I totally agree. Yeah. He knows that, and he's not afraid to take it there. And that's scary. This guy's like a scary guy. That's an understatement. But anyway, not good. Now Johnny's in more danger because there's no Chozen. Mike Barnes is knocked out. Let's not forget.
Yeah.
And Terry is mad. He's just taken Chozen out, and he has a sword. So not good. The plan is looking worse and worse and worse by the moment.
Yeah, they're realizing, or at least thinking, this was a bad idea.
A bad idea. This is drunk talk. So now we're back at Cobra Kai, and the fight continues with punches and kicks everywhere, reminiscent of the home invasion at the LaRusso home, which was crazy. And
I'm loving the choreography. I'm really appreciating. Really,
we don't get caught up in it because this episode would be 5 hours, but it's just everybody, you can tell, all the actors, cast, they're such better martial artists now. They're more in tune. Whatever they were doing in the beginning, it's nice. That's the progression of martial arts. You're here, and you're gonna continue to go forward. And even like the newbies, we don't even know the newbies in Cobra Kai, nameless people. They brought in some people that know martial arts, so everyone's holding their own. A lot of stunt people, stunt coordinators, but it's fantastic.
Yeah, I really enjoyed it.
And then Tori and Devin have a quick exchange. Tori's always trying to, look out for Devin and bring her back in the fold, but she's young and raw. And then there's Kenny, and he's, those two are just kind of the outliers now. And then we see Hawk and Dimitri, and they're still accessing the video. They're the last two back in the office. Everything else is happening in the main part of the dojo. And all of a sudden they're met with company. Kyler and company. And Sal, there's some interesting, funny dialogue happening here.
Kyler says, "Yo, man, it's just Yasmin and Moon's bitches." And Hawk says, "You're still pulling the same old bully act as always, even though everyone you bullied has kicked your ass?" And Dimitri says,
point.
"I haven't." Hawk says, "You'll get your turn. Kyler's too stupid to ever learn his lesson."
Oh my gosh, that's good writing. And that flips Kyler out and it's on. Hawk knew it too. He was just buying a little bit of time. It's on. And meanwhile, Dimitri's still back there, plugging away, hacking in, getting things going. Everything's just trying to buy time so they can, fulfill the plan, execute the plan. And this leads to a brawl between Hawk and Kyler and others. And now we're back, which goes on for a while. And then we're back in the main room and we see Kenny seeking out Robbie. Right now, here's the, student seeking the teacher.
Wow.
And Sal, what happens?
Well, first thing we see is Kenny delivers a headbutt, which we don't see much, right? We don't see much headbutting happening in the Miyagi versus Cobra Kai verse.
Not enough.
Well, headbutts were allowed in the UFC originally.
You told me, yeah.
Yeah, then they took them out, so there's no more headbutts.
Break a lot of noses.
It is a wonderful defensive weapon or offensive weapon, yeah. So be careful. Yeah. So Kenny headbutts Robbie. Then Robbie fights off a couple of other guys before Kenny does Terry Silver's special punch, which Kenny used against Hawk in the All Valley.
And of course, Sal, it is called the Silver Bullet.
Is that what it's called? That's not a liver shot, is it? Is the liver on the other side?
It hits him right here in the chest and takes your breath away.
It knocked the wind out of you.
Painfully. Okay. I remember Hawk was like down, couldn't breathe.
Oh, yes.
Well, Robbie's experiencing that right now.
Mm-hmm.
He's stunned. Yeah. He's in pain. Then we cut to Johnny, who is in a very similar situation, but he's in more trouble because it's more dire. But they're in the same, like on their knees or
like father, like son.
Like father, like son. Maybe at the same moment.
Yeah.
Could we be in real time here? And Sal, now we see a beaten and bloody Silver appear. And he says what to Johnny?
Kreese always told me you were his best student. I never saw it. You got guts, Lawrence. I'll give you that. But just not much upstairs. So he's implying that Johnny Lawrence is stupid.
But tough.
Tough but stupid. Like a big lug.
Well, that doesn't faze Johnny. Well, we'll get to what does. But it's not looking good, my friend. It's not looking good.
No.
And then he goes on to essentially give orders, Silver that is, to execute him and tells Johnny that at least he won't be able to screw up another kid's life.
Oh, he has to go for the dig.
Whoa.
He has to go for a dig before ousting Johnny.
Sal, that settles it. Silver is beyond ruthless. We already know. We've known this for sure. But he is hands down the Karate Kid's greatest villain. There was a time that we were kind of, is it Kreese? Is it Silver? This is your answer. This guy is going to kill people. Now we know Kreese tried to kill Daniel at one point in time. So he's like right there. It's like 1A, 1B, but I give the nod to Silver.
Wait, Kreese tried to kill Daniel or Kreese tried to kill Johnny?
Well, I thought he tried to kill Daniel.
Try to kill Daniel too?
Yeah, maybe both, but
by sicking Terry Silver on him.
No, he had the shard of glass. Remember? And then anyway.
Oh no, you're talking about a season ago.
Yeah,
not the movies.
Yeah, what?
Not the movies.
Oh, not the movies. No. I'm talking when they went through the plane of glass.
Yeah.
Distracted. He went to grab something. And he was trying to kill Johnny too. Like he was ready to kill that night. Okay. He was on a warpath. But I think that Silver's more like he'll kill everybody. He won't just do it out of anger. He's like, get rid of him, get rid of that body. He's like mob. He's like not good. We don't want this guy around. So now we're back at Cobra Kai. We keep ping-ponging back and forth. There's a lot going on, folks. Hang with us. The fight continues. And Dimitri and Hawk have finally begun uploading the video to the Cobra Kai YouTube live channel, but on a very slow public Wi-Fi. Because they had to move around. He's like, okay, fine, we have to move, but we'll be on public Wi-Fi. Super slow, right? Meanwhile, Kim appears, Sensei Kim, and takes on who?
Yeah, this was pretty interesting when we see Sensei Kim. And by the way, I'm loving Sensei Kim. She's evil, but I'm loving her. She does a great job.
Not sure what you mean there, Sue.
Well, she's just, I like the way she speaks. I like the way she carries herself. I love the
fantastic.
ponytail. I really do.
She's a figure waiting to happen. A toy.
I'm waiting for the action figure. Absolutely. Yeah. She starts to take on Tori, right? Then we have Tori and Sam. Tori and Sam taking on Sensei Kim.
Nowhere, and she's taking on the best.
Yeah.
Because they're all Valley tough.
But you know what though?
I'm
not
Valley.
When you see Sam and Tori against Sensei Kim, I'm not necessarily assuming that they're going to take down Sensei Kim. No,
because like I'm trying to say, they're all Valley tough. Sensei Kim is literally, she learned from the master. She literally learned from the master of the way of the fist. So yeah, I don't think she's looking to kill someone, but they're in trouble with Sensei Kim on the warpath. And then they're in her crosshairs. Not a good place to be. Then we see Hawk and Dimitri escape the back room. There's some theatrics, like the iPad goes in the air and he catches it. It's like there's that movie moment. But Sal, what happens to said iPad as they exit the room and come into the main room?
Hawk falls and the tablet slides across the floor where Anthony LaRusso picks it up, which is good. It stays on the same side, right? Because at first when we see a hand grab it, we're thinking, oh my God, Cobra Kai has it now. But no, Anthony LaRusso grabbed it.
And the right kid to grab it, another nerd who can work his way around, the tech stuff.
He is a nerd.
I love. And then we get a gratifying callback to a great exercise Chozen invented, which is
protect the egg. So Miyagi-Do forms a circle around Anthony LaRusso as he watches the upload happening, right? He's watching the 10%, 20%, 30%. Yeah. And if anybody uploads videos, that it can be frustrating when you have these holdups or like when you're having to deal with a bad Wi-Fi connection and you're seeing those numbers go so slowly or just stop. You're like, oh, come on.
Yeah.
So very frustrating.
So outside Cobra Kai, literally out in the parking lot, Daniel, Amanda, Carmen, and Stingray arrive, and Cobra Kai won't let them in because they have their own barrier now. Everyone's got people in the ponds and such. Yeah. But Sal, I thought this was interesting. It's a kid with red hair, pretty buff kid. His name on the show is Big Red, played by Christopher Ryan Lewis. And he is the real life brother of Little Red, Shane Donovan Lewis, who is in Miyagi-Do, and you've spotted him many times. He's the kid with the red hair, and I think he was an Eagle Fang for a while too. He might have been in Cobra Kai. He's bounced around. Yes. So they are real life brothers on the show. I thought that was a nice little tidbit.
I think that I didn't know they were two different kids. I think I thought, he grew up now.
We see Little Red more often.
But I mean, do we ever see them together before?
No, only at the end of this. Well,
that's what I'm saying. So I thought they were the same kid, is what I thought.
So now, Sal, Daniel isn't going to fight some teenagers because they're like, hey, we're not letting you in. And Daniel can't fight these guys. That's where he draws the line, right? Or Terry wouldn't draw that line, nor Kreese. But he does. Let me back that up a second. He did cross that line when defending Robbie on the beach. He fought some teenagers. So there's that. But that was different. They were attacking him. This is more like, hey, don't even try it, sir. We're not letting you in. So who has no problem fighting these teens?
Once again, Stingray going all full badass. He calls
Raymond.
Daniel Mr. L, and he
Yeah, I
goes on
like
to take
that.
care of these Cobra Kai guards. He does these moves that were reminiscent of when he kicked ass at the high school,
Yeah,
right? Remember
absolutely.
when
Yeah.
the
Yeah,
principal got
going
to
down
see
the
him?
hall.
That was
Yeah.
great. Yeah, he did some similar moves.
Sneaks up on them. They're like, it kind of reminded me of what was it? Beverly Hills Ninja with Chris
Mm,
Farley.
yeah,
He doesn't
yeah.
move that secretly. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, I can totally see you. I see you coming up the stairs, but that he delivers. He can kick high and he knocks him out.
Oh, and
So
you know what he
don't
did
be
also?
deceived by him. Yeah.
You know what he also did, Jason? When he was going up the steps, he crawled up the steps on his
Yeah.
hands and knees. Which, by
I
the
saw
way,
that.
I think, and if I ever meet the Cobra Kai creators, I will ask them about this. But I think that was
Yeah.
an homage to John Jones, UFC champion, who crawls into. A few of them do, a few of the fighters do, but John Jones always does that. Crawls into the octagon. I think
There
that
you
was a
go.
tip of the hat.
I like that. So now we're inside Cobra Kai, and the team continue. Oh, by the way, Stingray knocks all four of those guys out.
Yeah.
So
Kicks
that happens.
ass.
So we're inside Cobra Kai. The team continues to protect the egg as the video upload is finally complete.
Ah, yes.
And thinking quickly, Anthony screen mirrors the iPad to the dojo TV and begins to play the video just in time.
Yeah.
Because the protect the egg was starting to fade. They were penetrating the forces.
The egg was
And
beginning to crack.
it was. There you go. That's nice. That's a better analogy. And Sal, I love the proud look on Anthony's face. You see that moment where he's like, "Hey, I did that."
Nice.
He's such a kid. And the fact that everyone stops at once to look at the video.
Yeah, it was kind of sudden.
It reminds me of a scene in a movie where the wrecking needle stops when someone comes in a room. Like, just immediately, let's stop. You have someone's, about to punch him in the face.
You got somebody by the collar. You're like,
no, hang on. And please, what do we see on this video?
This is where we see Terry Silver admitting on video to Tori that he paid off the judge of the All Valley, and he did it because he's willing to go to any lengths. What does he say? Well, what excuse does he give for it?
Well, and also Daniel and Amanda Carmen and Stingray all see this, like, this is like news to everybody. They're now inside. They see it. And then Silver, there he is in the flesh. Silver arrives as he said he was going to come over after he wrapped up and tidied things up. And he addresses everybody because he shows up just in time to see their reactions to said video. And it's the video of him talking to Tori, by the way. It's not, like we talked about earlier, it's not him paying the ref off. It's him saying it to her. Yes. And like you said, that's not going to get him arrested, but everybody's going to question him who was following him. Like, wait, hold on. That was a fraud? What else is a fraud?
It's going to publicly shame him.
That's what it's gonna do. That one lie can bring down a village. Mm-hmm. And so he addresses the crowd. It's all Silver, but I'll be in between some of this, setting up what else we're seeing, because it's intercut with Johnny as well.
Also, he didn't
Silver's house.
You know what I'm surprised by, Jason, is that Terry didn't take a minute and a half, 2 minutes to clean himself up.
Cleaned up? No.
Yeah.
No, he's a mess.
Slick his hair back, clean off the blood. I mean, make himself look respectable.
He wasn't a fight to the death. It puts you in a different state of mind. So
we don't know where to hang on. He right now is in the Reseda dojo, right now appearing. Where did he come from? Near PCH? He lived near the beach. Is that what we're expected to think, right?
Yeah. I mean, listen, they're zipping around here
okay,
so quickly.
So
but it is 1 a.m.
It is okay. 1 a.m. from the beach. Okay, so 1 a.m. you can get from the beach to Reseda. I would say 20, 30 minutes. Okay, so 20, 30 minutes.
You just cut through, which it's a fun little drive. Yeah,
it is. You could take Topanga over. Okay, Silver says, our enemies think they can keep attacking us with no repercussions. And what does the enemy deserve?
And we hear silence, and no one utters no mercy. And Silver continues.
You think I'm the only one willing to go to these lengths? Their sensei broke into my home tonight. My home attacked me unprovoked. But here I am, the only one left standing.
We then cut back to Silver's house and see Johnny trying to stand. But then being pulled down and beaten more.
And Silver continues. They think they're entitled to victory because their way is right and our way is wrong, but that's not how it works. There are no morals to the story, no happy endings. Life isn't a fairy tale. It's a competitive sport. Right and wrong, there's no such thing. There are only winners and losers.
Back to Silver's house, the four senseis now surround Johnny and they take turns hitting and kicking him. As Johnny falls to the ground, the ultrasound photo from the hospital with him and Carmen comes out of his pocket, his jacket pocket, and falls on the ground in front of him.
Silver says, Cobra Kai builds winners because we're willing to do whatever it takes to come out on top.
And as Johnny locks in on the photo, he summons up more strength than he's ever known and takes the fight to Silver's goons.
Yeah, because they were going to essentially beat Johnny to death. That was what the plan was, I think, right? Beat Johnny to death.
Yeah.
How
he
horrible.
Gave the orders.
Yeah. I mean, it would have been more merciful if they would have taken a sword to him than to beat him to death.
Well, that's coming, but yes. And, you know, Johnny was Cobra Kai for a lot of his life. So what he is saying is interesting how it coincides with, you know, whatever it takes. Because not everything Silver's saying is wrong. It's just the way he takes things. He has a skewed vision of the world. And, you know, he's a psychopath, sociopath.
Oh, yeah.
So Johnny, yeah, he fits that Cobra Kai mold, and he's so tough. He doesn't know how to stop. And when he sees that photo, it's like, oh my gosh, I've got so much to live for. And there's just a fire in him that we've never seen, which Daniel summons his own later in this episode. And Sal, it's a great fight sequence and includes maiming one MMA fighter.
Oh, yeah. Tyron Woodley, former welterweight UFC champion, who is one of the hired goons on the Cobra Kai side. We get to see him taken down.
Yeah, that was a weird sequence. Like there's swords at play. There's weapons at play. They went for Johnny and they got one of their own. I mean, it was like, wow, have I seen this on this show?
Yeah.
He lost a finger.
We've never seen that. Yeah.
No, that was like, what?
Yeah.
And then Johnny kicks Woodley in the head, knocks him out.
Yeah.
But he Johnny then slams one of them into a mounted TV, a common occurrence on Cobra Kai, mind you, especially with Johnny when he's involved. But Sal, he lingers a little too long on the aftermath of that, you know, with the guy falling with the TV and what happens.
Do you think, Jason, that when he threw the guy against the TV, which was mounted on the wall, the TV falls, Johnny's instinct as a handyman was like, oh shit, like I'm gonna have to fix that. I gotta repair this. That's why he got distracted. He got distracted as a handyman for half a second, not realizing that the fight's not over.
But what happens?
Luckily, out of nowhere, as the last two are coming to take Johnny down,
they do take him down. Yeah.
Well, yeah. Well, in other words, this is going to be the end, right? This is going to be the end of Johnny Lawrence, conceivably. Especially, this is not that far-fetched considering what we saw with Kreese earlier, right? Totally. This is not far-fetched. Are we going to see the end of Johnny Lawrence? We just saw the end of John Kreese, right?
Yeah. Well,
okay.
What's going on?
So they get the sword. Right? They're ready to end Johnny Lawrence. This is going to be horrible. Out of nowhere, Mike Barnes emerges, saves the day. I did not expect that. I'd forgotten about Mike Barnes. He was knocked out. He came to his consciousness, and he comes to save Johnny Lawrence.
Also a villain from part 3. So here we are, saving the villain, if you want to call him that, from the original. Wow. While the villain from the second one is not face down, face up,
floating
in a pool with a major cut. Incredible. Well done, showrunners, creators, everybody, writers, actors. But yes, he comes in, Mike takes out the last two and saves the day, saves Johnny. Of course, Johnny's like, you know, I did most of this. and Mike agrees, like, yes, you did.
Yeah.
Worst Chozen. And they both look at each other. It's like, and we as audience members still don't know the fate of Chozen. We just know not good. And how dark is this show going to take it?
Yeah.
So now we're back at Cobra Kai, and Silver continues to hold court and essentially calls out Daniel, which leads to a long-awaited and highly anticipated fight between the two of them. Yes, they've tussled before, but never like in this moment. Like at Stingray's house when Daniel wasn't really in the right place, right mind, he was coming to surrender.
Sure.
Or back in the day, Karate Kid, part 3, but Daniel was a kid and he couldn't fight him off back then. But Daniel is in top form. And he beats Silver. Oh, sorry. Do you have something?
No, Jason, I was just going to say, I just want to say, I have to admit that when they started getting into this scene where Daniellarusso is facing off with Terry Silver, and we're having all these flashbacks to Karate Kid 3, where he is essentially, let's put this in perspective, folk. Terry Silver was an adult. Daniellarusso was a minor.
Yeah.
Terry Silver was essentially conducting child abuse. He was abusing Daniellarusso. So here we are in this moment now. What, 35 years later? And Daniellarusso is essentially kicking Terry Silver's ass.
Yeah.
Jason, there was something in my eye. There was something in my eye starting now, and it didn't end until the end of this episode. But starting now, oh boy, this was so good. So good to see.
Absolutely. Of course, I think I got that wrong. If it's when this came out, it's like how many years is it from this?
Karate Kid 3.
Karate Kid 3 was later, of course, as we all know. So that actually was
32
like
years.
33. So yeah,
okay,
from last year.
Yeah. So 33 years in the making.
Here it is, revenge. But Daniel's in top form, and he beats Silver at his own game by utilizing the Quicksilver method. And Sal, please walk us through rule by rule of the Quicksilver method, just to kind of get us all back up to speed here.
Rule number 1: a man can't stand, he can't fight. Rule number 2: a man can't breathe, he can't fight. Rule number 3: a man can't see, he can't fight. And as we're hearing those lines, Daniellarusso is delivering these blows. Oh, I'm so happy. So happy. Because you know why? Daniel, it's not just that he's fighting Terry Silver. Look who he's surrounded by. Look where he's at. Amanda's right over his shoulder. Carmen's right over here. I mean, it was such an amazing moment. Not just a face-off, but an amazing moment and an amazing time for Daniel.
Let's hope somebody filmed this fight.
Is anybody going to put that on their YouTube channel? That's what I want.
Yeah. Remember the cafeteria fight that went viral?
Yes.
Can't we have this captured? So Daniel also pulls a page out of Mr. Miyagi's playbook as he takes no hits in the match.
Wow.
And ends things with the classic crane kick.
I couldn't believe that. Couldn't believe it.
Sal, it was a glorious sight and a perfect way to end Silver's reign.
A humiliating end. It wasn't just an end. A humiliating, a public shaming is what it was. It was like the equivalent of a caning. He got a caning, a public caning in Reseda.
He got caned. Daniel is then embraced by family and students, which is just wonderful to see. Like you just mentioned, Amanda's there, all these people there. I mean, how often is that the case? Never. No. Right. And they saw and they rooted this on. And he had to do this. It wasn't like, what are you doing? Don't fight. Let's get out of here. This is what he had to do. This was his moment to shine. I really wish Johnny and Chozen had seen it, and Mike Barnes for that matter. And that's why I want someone to catch it on DVR for him to see it later. But it's epic. And we also see Cobra Kai students slowly removing their gear, Kenny and Kyler among them, and tossing them onto Silver as they exit the dojo.
Brutal.
Add injury or insult to injury.
Yeah.
It's and Silver's like, by the way, he was kicked through yet another trophy case. Well, not a case, but
well, because he grabbed the trophy, right?
He grabbed the trophy, tried to swing it at Daniel at the end. So it wasn't a case, but it was a platform, and there was a lot of held up by glass. So
Mm.
he's laying in glass. He looks like a heap of, he looks like a mess. And he is disgraced,
I almost
and he
felt
has
sorry for him.
nothing to say.
Almost.
I did not.
Almost.
You'll do that.
No, that's why I
You'll
said I
do that.
almost. I saw myself like starting to like almost have sympathy. I was like, nope. Doesn't deserve it.
So now we're outside Cobra Kai, and police and firefighters are all around taking care of people who were injured, taking testimonies, etc., doing what policemen and firefighters do. And then Robbie tries to comfort Kenny, who just can't talk yet. So he's not ready, but he's no longer mad. He's probably internalizing what's going on.
I thought they were going to have a chat because Kenny was standing by the cop
know.
car. Robbie
That's what
walks
I
up. I
thought.
thought they were going to have a moment, but no. Kenny wasn't.
He wanna
He's
hear it.
not ready for it. Not ready for it.
Not ready. But Tori is ready to make up, Sal.
Oh,
And it's a great moment.
this was nice to see because this is where I still had something in my eye. Robbie and Tori kiss.
Beautiful.
And then the love continues.
The love just continues because you're right. Miguel and Samantha have their own moment. Yeah. And Sam shows Miguel what, Sal?
Oh, so Samantha had this whole time during all this, had the octopus, the pulpo necklace. And then she said, I found this in my yard. And she said, you brought this to me, but then I broke up with you. And he's like, it was a nice moment because we realized obviously Miguel didn't want her to break up with him. That was not what he wanted, but he was willing to just say, okay, because it's what she
asked for.
Yeah.
That's what she needed.
He wasn't trying to be, overbearing or keep his hooks into her. He was willing to let her go if that's what she wanted. And that's love, right? That's love. Love is I want you to be happy, even if it's without me.
And he shared his true feelings. He said them, which was?
He told Sam that he loved her, and she said it back. And then they had a kiss. Oh, something in my eye again.
Beautiful. Wow, a lot of somethings in your eye. How many times do you have to watch this episode?
I'm telling you, this episode, starting from when Daniel finally got that. Oh, I till the end. Seriously,
it was really great because she says, "Oh, you've never said that before." It's like, yeah, well, it was obvious that that's always been there. That love has been there from the original Pulpo. It was young love then. It's been tested, and they found each other again through it all. And Robbie and Tori have something very special too, and that's beautiful. It's not just like spite love. They really fell for each other.
It's not rebound.
Yeah, it's not rebound. And all of these characters have grown. So then the limo arrives, and Johnny emerges to reunite with Carmen. Also great. Who doesn't love happy endings? Because what he just was tested on. She was tested not knowing he was okay because Silver's there. Where's everybody else? As Daniel's fighting Silver, they're left to think, is Johnny okay? Is Chozen okay?
Sure.
Not good. But Sal, I love, love, love this couple. I love all the couples, but I love Johnny and Carmen. And perhaps there's a spinoff here that we've been overlooking.
What, a Johnny and Carmen spinoff? Wait a second.
Well,
Johnny Lawrence is a star of the Karate Kid spinoff.
What?
Isn't Johnny Lawrence a star of the Karate Kid spinoff
of this
Cobra
show?
Kai? Yeah.
I'm just saying, but
we're gonna have another spinoff.
This family's gonna pivot. They're gonna have a new child. He's got Miguel and Robbie. They could go off to college.
Wait a second. Hang on. No. The kid, the baby has a spinoff, and then Johnny Lawrence or williamzabka is a supporting player.
Look who's talking.
There you go. That's what it is. Yeah.
No, it's a Look Who's Talking spinoff with the pregnant, the little baby. I love it. Let's do it. No, anyway, I love this couple so much, and I love to see that they've come a long way. They've been tested. All of these things. Johnny has stepped up. He's changed. He's evolved so much. It's a beautiful thing. And then, of course, we see Daniel and Amanda, which is also the Cobra Kai Karate Kid royalty. And it's warm and fuzzies all around. But then we have someone in the limo who really is injured.
Yeah.
Very injured. Which is
Well, enough to make him unconscious and fall into a pool, right?
yeah.
I
We're
mean,
just
I'm
happy
surprised he
he's
didn't bleed out.
conscious.
Yeah, we're lucky that he
Well,
didn't
there
bleed
was a
out.
lot of blood in that pool.
Yeah, so Chozen jumps out of the limo.
Well, hang on. He doesn't jump out. Mike.
Okay,
Barnes
he doesn't
helps him
jump out. He doesn't jump out. Yeah, Mike Barnes helps him out of the limo. That's right. And then Daniel says, Jesus, Chozen, we got to get you to the hospital. And Chozen says, oh, just a flesh wound. Daniel says, yeah, but it's like all your flesh.
And then Chozen strikes again, Sal, with
Maybe should have had short island iced tea. I missed that joke. I missed that joke twice.
Maybe should have had short island iced tea. And the first one he killed, I got to say, was this his homage to Monty Python and the Holy Grail with the flesh wound. I love it. Sorry, flesh wound.
Like the night he gets his arms chopped off.
He's taking his arms.
Yes.
He's not phased at all.
Mm-hmm.
That is so Chozen. But yes, do it again. Give us your Long Island iced tea again one more time. I think I was speaking on your lines.
Maybe should have had short island iced tea.
I love it.
I like that. You know what? You could actually make that a drink, because when we think of Long Island iced tea, people think of this big alcoholic beverage. Cut it in half, call it a short island iced tea. You know, the people can be on diets and have it. I like it. I like that. I like that idea.
I like that. Well, that could be the Chozen for sure. So winding down things, we also see, I should say, I'm sorry. Yeah. Now we see Mike. He's got the limo, which has he stolen it? Has he borrowed it? Reggie's limo? Not sure. But Daniel and him have a moment. Like there's mutual respect there.
Hang on.
Right?
I forgot about that like Mike Barnes could be charged with GTA.
Yeah, exactly. This is happening.
I forgot about that.
But Daniel can see around Mike, because the door's open, which he just helped Chozen out of. And what does he see?
Inside the limo is a painting, and we learn that is a painting. It's a Rembrandt painting stolen by Mike Barnes from Terry Silver's house that should offset the furniture store. I like that because it's like, hey, here we are doing a crime. We might as well commit more crimes.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's a loaded house. If that guy, which I'm pretty sure Silver, either blew up or had someone blow up the furniture store in Aurora Hills, or is that Aurora? It's Aurora Hills.
Agora Hills.
Agora Hills, not Aurora. Yeah. I think it was Aurora, but Agora Hills. If he did that, this is the least he can do. Is take that. I mean, Barnes could have got greedy and really looted the place, but he could
have looted the place. Spoils of war.
Spoils of war. So that's a great moment. And then finally we see Silver being taken away in handcuffs. And with Stingray's revised testimony, because there's a real nice detective around there, but with his revised testimony, Silver could and should be facing a lengthy prison sentence. But Sal, what else do we learn from this detective?
Well, he overhears Johnny mentioning Kreese, and he says to them, you didn't hear what happened?
Yeah, he's like,
so we know he's going to reveal. Yeah, he's going to reveal to them what we at this moment,
because we don't know. Nobody knows. All we know is he was killed in the beginning.
Well, wait. All we know is he was stabbed.
He was stabbed.
I
thought they checked his pulse.
Did they?
He stabbed. I thought they came over, but
okay.
He's in serious trouble. So but that detective knows something, and he's about to drop it on our crew here. But rather than see him tell them, we go back in time, or maybe we're in current time.
It could be current time. Could be.
Who knows? And so we're back in prison. We started in prison. Going to end this episode in prison. And Kreese is lying on a hospital bed and is being examined by a doctor with 2 guards present. And Sal, what happens next?
This is really great. So the doctor, full on doctor gear, latex gloves and everything, with 2 guards present, feeling the wound starting to begin what could be an autopsy, right? He starts to feel, and then he realizes and looks closely. He's like, huh? And then we get to see the guard's reaction when the doctor licks his fingers. Like, what? What the hell is he doing? And what did he say?
Oh.
It's a Jello?
Yeah, it's
It's
damn
Jello.
Jello, that red Jello that he loved and coveted. And him and Gabriel were always in on this. Once you knew it was Jello,
It's
like
not blood. It's not
something's
blood.
amiss.
And then all of a sudden, back from the dead, John Kreese rises up, kicks the guard's ass, these two guards, and then the doctor's there begging, "Oh, please, please."
Yeah. No.
And we don't see him do anything to the doctor, but the next thing we know, John Kreese is walking out in the doctor's outfit.
Classic.
I think he should have grabbed a clipboard too. That would have made it look even more official.
Yeah, that's true. You can get anywhere with a clipboard.
Clipboards
Just walk around with a
wonders.
clipboard.
Oh, yeah, everywhere.
So Kreese is definitely Don's wearing the doctor's clothes and walks out the front door with Dr. Emily Folsom's ID badge,
Yes.
which he took in the opening scene during their emotional exchange. They were
I love
very
that.
close to one another. And then he slips away as he slips away into the night, we again hear My Way by Paul Anka, not Burt Bacharach and not Frank Sinatra.
Yes.
And so Sal, give us one more medley of that or a rendition.
I did it my way. This was so bittersweet. This was bittersweet though, Jason, because on one hand, it's so cool that Kreese breaks out of prison, but on the other hand, you're like, you don't have to do this. What are you doing?
The people you just beat up, now you're in trouble for that. You're a fugitive for breaking out, but you are going to be let free. So a couple things. Well, what's Kreese going to do? It's going to go scorched earth on everybody and wants Cobra Kai back in the final season of Cobra Kai. Quick note, though, he didn't necessarily need the doctor's ID badge or Dr. Folsom's ID badge. He could have taken the doctor's ID badge or either guards, right? But he was thinking ahead, planning ahead.
Because he had that already.
He already had it, so he knew. And when you watch this for the first time, not notes, did you really think he was dead in the beginning? And what did you think when they wheeled him in? The minute he came back in, I was like, oh my God.
No, you know why?
Guys.
You know why,
what
Jason?
You think?
I'll tell you what I thought. When I saw Kreese get stabbed, I thought, oh my God, this might be the final season. And
the 5. Yeah.
Sure. Yeah. Because remember when we saw it in September. So, right, he gets stabbed and like, oh my God, they really are wrapping this up. Like I was like emotionally accepting that this is what they're doing. They're like, they're not messing around. Like they're willing to kill off John Kreese, Yeah. So I like thought he was really dead. Yeah, I did. Okay. They got me.
I didn't buy it, but I was like, maybe that's weird. That's out of character. But when they wheeled him in, when we went back to the prison, I was like, this is when he escapes. I just knew it.
You knew it.
I knew it. Then we're going to show him for any other reason unless he's escaping.
Yeah.
It's funny. It's like, I don't know how it works. You escape, you're exonerated. But along the way, he didn't kill anybody. But along the way, he committed new crimes.
He assaulted for sure 2 guards, for sure.
And a doctor. Or maybe he just told the doctor, give me your clothes.
Give me your stuff and lay on the ground.
With something.
Yeah.
He assaulted 2 people, put people in danger. So not good.
And
but,
what's his plan? Is as soon as you get out of prison,
where's
as soon as you step out, where are you going to go? What are you going to do? You got no money. You got nothing. What are you going to do? Got hide in the woods?
He could be in the witness relocation. Oh, his own witness relocation program. Just go hide out. I don't know. Yeah, is he going to go right back and be on display? I don't know. There's so many ways the show can go. What I don't want to see. So that was the end of the episode before we hypothesize and talk about potential, because we're going to come back and do plenty of that. But huge ending, very theatrical. Head of the Snake is the appropriate title for this episode, appropriate name. And they did it. And I'm very proud of that. I'm also proud that this show has brought all the people we care about back together, right? All the loose ends.
Hang on, Jason. Sorry. I have to say this before I forget. Well, because I'm going to forget. You know what?
Okay.
What happened to Sensei Kim?
Yeah. Well, she's
She just
disgraced,
kind
but
of.
they're still in the Sekai Taikai or she can take over. They didn't
I
get
mean,
ousted
but I
from
mean,
that.
Terry Silver gets taken away. She doesn't get taken away.
No, because I don't think so.
Okay, it seemed like she just
She
vanished.
didn't assault Stingray.
But I
Stingray.
mean,
She's just there.
she was
I think
fighting
she's like
Tori.
back to my homeland.
Okay,
But
she's just out.
I think that she can get her, the goons that she flew in with. But I think that they can still represent Cobra Kai if they even want to. I mean, that might be the end of it, though, too. There's no student body. That's true. I guess I'm getting ahead of myself. That we know of. Does Cobra Kai get reinvented, or does she grab Kreese? Here we go, hypothesizing, and says, "Hey, you can recruit. You get these people. We have the invite. It's a new Cobra Kai." I don't know.
Terry
Sensei
Silver
Kim's
out.
not
John
in
Kreese
legal trouble.
back in.
Back in.
Yeah.
Back in.
Yeah.
They
Okay.
don't have the deep pockets, but these
No.
things have hopefully been paid for, and they're self-sufficient. But a lot of them are going to fold. That might be the opening of the next season.
Yeah.
All the what were you calling them before? What were the
Oh
Cobra
yeah, yeah.
Kais from
All the
part
Cobra
3?
Kai locations at the beginning of season 6 will be Spirit Halloween.
Spirit Halloweens. That's it. Everywhere. Yeah, because they're not. No one's running them. There's they can't keep up the ad dollars. Silver's gonna lock that up. So, but I think Kim's fine. It's like, well, what does she want to do?
I think what I'm really saying is I hope we see Sensei Kim again.
I think so.
I think that's what I meant.
Place.
Yeah.
Well, as long as the show goes on and it's still called Cobra Kai, something's gonna happen. Cobra's gonna be there in some fashion. I mean, they could also Johnny could take it back over. I don't know.
What?
I don't know. But we need drama for season 6. They have to be in the big tournament somehow, some way. There's also going to be some new dojos, some great dojos we don't know about. Who knows? Maybe it's more about karate and actually in the ring and katas, because some of this drama surely can't just restart. Is Tori and Sam, are they going to be going at it again? I doubt it.
Because the idea is like, where do they go from here as far as escalating, as far as raising the stakes, raising the drama? Where could they go from here? Okay, Kreese is out now. I mean, we're going to get into this in a special episode, obviously. But the point is, I think the showrunners have their work cut out for them.
Oh, absolutely. And anything's on the table, right? Anything's on the table. Yeah, it could just be a classic season with a heavy dose of fighting, not kickboxing, because that was like a hidden fight, right? Or blood sport. But this is like All Valley to the next level on the global stage, ESPN. It could deal with just how big those stakes are, what this could do for the future. And yeah, I don't know. I hope it goes that way. It reinvents itself. That's what I hope. I don't want to go over and retread these things that we've already been over and over and over and over. I think something new would be great. Like, well, a lot to explore. Like, we just got through this episode on notes and recorded. So it's like, wow, give it time. We're going to be thinking about it more. They're going to drop little things. And don't be surprised if they break this season up into 2. Ozark did it.
Like Stranger Things
did it.
Stranger Things did it.
Stranger Things. They're going to give us some early and then make us wait a few more months. I could see them doing it. Like, here's your summer dose and here's your, Christmas or end of the year dose, and that's it. We're going to go out with a bang. I could totally see it.
I'm okay with it. I really,
okay
whatever at this point, whatever they decide to do for season 6, I'm on board. Whatever the hell it's going to be. They're going to break it up, longer episodes, shorter episodes, whatever they're going to do. I'm on board and looking forward to it.
In fact, the movie comes to mind, which we may even just have to cover on Let's Talk Movies and on Let's Talk Cobra Kai if we want. Best of the best. It's like they're going to fight in the biggest tournament, and Eric Roberts and Chris Penn and several other people. So it's like, oh yeah, this is like, I want to see something that I hope the Sekai Taikai continues.
It's the pinnacle.
That's what I hope. We don't just push that aside.
I
want that to be the thing. All Valley, we've done it, we love it, but they've already introduced this thing, so they better pay off on it. And I think that they will. I think that they will.
Yeah, I'm ready for it. I'm ready for it, man. Woo!
Are you
Excited
ready?
to get. I'm ready. I'm excited to get through this season. I'm excited for next season, and I'm excited for our special episodes. I know we're not taking a big break here now that we're done with season 5. Right? We're going to continue on with our special episodes.
And Sal, one more thing.
Yeah. Oh.
You saw it coming.
I saw it coming. You were looking over
You're
your
good,
shoulder.
man.
Looking over
You're
your
good.
shoulder.
I love it. So thank you so much for listening. And please be sure to subscribe to the Let's Talk Cobra Kai podcast and the Let's Talk Cobra Kai YouTube live channel. You can also really help us by giving the show a 5-star rating on Apple Podcast.
And for all you listeners that enjoy sharing your thoughts, you can leave us a review on Apple Podcasts, send us a direct message, or post a comment on any Let's Talk Cobra Kai social media platform.
If you're a dedicated listener or viewer of Let's Talk Cobra Kai, please consider supporting the show on Patreon. We also highly recommend checking out our other podcast and visiting justcuriousmedia.com. Hang on a second before you do it. I want to thank all of our fans one last time for hanging in there this season. The release schedule was wonky, but we did it. And if you're still our fan, good on you. And leave us a 5-star review if you love our work. We'll put it on the website, and we're going to pluck some of our fans and have them on special episodes in the future. So there you go. And Sal, take it away.
No mercy.
Yeah.
Nice.
Great job.
Thank you.